Okay, so have you ever heard of something called the miracle tree? Well, today we're going to dive right in and show you exactly how to grow your very own. We're talking about Moringa oleifera. Seriously? This plant is called the miracle tree for a reason, and you'll be surprised at how easy it is to grow right at home. We're going to walk you through the whole shebang, from popping that first seed in the ground all the way to harvesting your own superfood. All right, so before we actually get our hands dirty, let's talk about the why. Why should you even bother growing your own moringa? What's in it for you? Well, for starters, you're not just getting the satisfaction of growing something, which is awesome in itself. You're actually creating a fresh, organic supply of a superfood right outside your door. Think about it. No more paying for pricey supplements. Plus, this tree is an environmental powerhouse, literally cleaning the air. And hey, it looks pretty great in the garden too. And when we talk about nutrition, wow. This isn't just some healthy green plant. It's basically a homegrown multivitamin. To put it in perspective, check this out. Ounce for ounce, the dried leaves have 14 times more calcium than milk. That is absolutely wild. Okay, ready to get planting? Let's do it. The very first step is deciding how you want to get your tree started, and you've got a couple of really good options here. So you've got two main routes. You can start from a seed, which is kind of the classic way. It's super reliable and grows a tree with a really strong, deep taproot, making it tough and drought resistant. Or if you're a bit impatient, and hey, who isn't, you can use a cutting. This gets you a mature tree way faster, but just know the root system will be a little shallower, so it might be more sensitive to things like wind and dry spells. Now, if you go with seeds, it's so simple. Just follow these 4 steps. You give the seeds a good soak for a day or two to wake them up. Then you plant it about an inch deep, water gently, and bam! In as little as 5 days, you could see a little green sprout poking its head out. It's that easy. And here's the other option, the cutting. This is your fast track. You literally just take a nice, healthy branch from a grown-up tree, stick it in the soil, and in a few weeks, once it starts growing roots, you'll see new leaves pop out. It's a fantastic head start. Okay, no matter how you start it, your moringa tree has some non-negotiables. It absolutely loves sun. We're talking at least 6 to 8 hours a day. And the soil? The most important thing is drainage. It hates having wet feet. Seriously, if the soil stays soggy, you're going to have problems with root rot. So sandy, loamy soil is perfect. All right, so your tree's in the ground, it's growing, awesome. But now comes the secret sauce. There's one simple thing you can do that will make the difference between a tall, kind of useless tree and a bushy, leaf-producing machine. So what is that secret? Well, let me ask you this. Why is pruning so important? Because if you just leave a moringa tree to its own devices, it's going to shoot straight up like a rocket. You'll end up with a tall, skinny tree, and all those amazing leaves will be way up where you can't even get to them. That's where pruning comes in. It is absolutely the key. When you snip and trim the tree, you're telling it, hey, don't grow up, grow out. And what you get is this beautiful, dense, bushy plant that is just loaded with leaves, all right where you can easily harvest them. And don't worry, it's not complicated at all. It's this simple 3-step method. You make your first cut when it's about 2 feet tall. Then, when new branches grow out, you trim them back too. You just keep doing that, trimming the tips, and it encourages more and more side growth. It's a super simple way to keep your tree bushy and productive. Okay, we've planted, we've pruned, and now for the best part, the payoff. It's time to start harvesting your very own superfood. This is what it's all about, right? And you don't have to wait long. You can start harvesting leaves when the tree is only about 3 feet tall, which happens super fast with moringa. And here's the coolest part. Harvesting is pruning. You just cut off entire leafy branches, the tree loves it, and it'll grow back even bushier. You can do this every month or so. But wait, there's more. It's not just about the leaves. You can also harvest the long pods when they're young and tender. They're called drumsticks, and you cook them kind of like green beans. Or you can let those pods get old and dry right on the tree, and then you can harvest the seeds inside for planting or even for making oil. So you've got this big, beautiful pile of fresh leaves. Awesome! But how do you go from that to the super concentrated moringa powder you see at the health food store? Let's break it down. Okay, the number one rule here is to preserve all that goodness. You need to dry the leaves, but you have to keep them out of direct sunlight. The sun's UV rays can actually destroy some of the vitamins. So find a nice shady spot with good air circulation, lay them out on racks, and let them dry out. Once they are completely dry, I'm talking crispy to the touch, it's time for the final step. You just grind them up. You can go old school with a mortar and pestle or use a coffee grinder or a mill. Either way, you're left with this gorgeous, vibrant green powder. And what's really cool is how incredibly easy it is to use. You just add a spoonful of this homemade powder to your smoothies, your soups. You can even sneak it into family meals or baby food. It's such a simple way to give everything a huge nutritional kick. So there you have it. You've got everything you need to know from that very first seed all the way to a jar of your own superfood powder. It's really one of the most rewarding plants you can grow. Your superfood garden is waiting for you. So, what are you going to grow first?